One of my favourite channels on YouTube is SciMan Dan. Dan makes science-based videos a couple of times a week, namely Tinfoil Tuesday, where he debunks conspiracy weirdness, and Flat Earth Friday, where he breaks down and pulls apart videos made by flat earthers. By way of SciMan Dan, I heard of a Netflix documentary called Behind the Curve.
At a conference, we want to prove there's no curvature. And if we can do that, it's game over.
Can we get to the point where it's acceptable?
This is a 2018 documentary, and, well, it's quite a ride. The Netflix description says, "Meet the growing worldwide community of theorists who defend the belief that the Earth is flat, while living in a society who vehemently rejects it." While we do meet a few different people throughout, the focus feels like it falls on a gentleman by the name of Mark Sargent. After watching the documentary, I'm not actually sure what he has done to convince himself that the Earth is flat. His claim to fame seems to be a YouTube video that he made. In the documentary, he doesn't do much explaining or experimentation that I remember, but rather talks more about how much of a quasi-celebrity that he's become, a position that he seems to relish. Where it got my interest was in the non-Mark Sargent parts, because it was there that we saw people doing experiments and trying to prove their claims. These parts are cross-cut with interviews with scientists, and it's this contrast that jacks up the interest. An example of this is a section near the middle where one of the scientists being interviewed breaks down and explains the scientific process, and while he's doing this, it cuts to a group of flat earthers performing an experiment and explaining what they're doing. You can see how the flat earthers, rather than going for the scientific, "here is my hypothesis, let me prove it wrong" type methodology, they go for the "here is my hypothesis, let me prove it right" approach. The byproduct being that their confirmation bias makes them ignore everything that proves it wrong. This leads to a couple of absolute clangers where their experiments prove the exact opposite of what they claim. And they just go, "Oh well, the machine must be wrong," or something like that.
Okay, go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're gonna hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
17 feet.
I mean, it's as, we don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting. Interesting there. That's interesting.
So, all up, this is a fascinating glimpse into the flat earth movement. It doesn't set out to sway you to one side or the other, although with the way a couple of experiments go, I think you'll be more than capable of coming to your own conclusion.
The rotation is not looking good at this point. We don't want to blow this, you know?
Right.
I mean, we got $20,000 in this freaking gyro, but yeah, if we dumped what we found right now, it'd be bad. It would be bad.